President Carter, in his recent book, alleges a bipartisan, unconditional almost support for Israel that he argues is very detrimental to the Middle East, to the United States, and so on. What's your view of that? Is there a bipartisan, overly gung-ho support for Israel in your view?
Israel is one of our very closest friends, and it's not a matter of supporting Israel or opposing Israel. It is, in terms of the Israeli-Arab peace process, it's a matter of resolving the issue, and both sides need it resolved. The future of Israel is bleak if they are surrounded by hostile countries who want to drive them into the sea. And so focusing on the Palestinian peace process is a gift to Israel as well as to the Palestinians.
How would you assess what the Bush administration has done and what Congress has been doing in attempting to resolve
I believe there were a few steps made in 2002, the setting up of a roadmap, the formation of the quartet, but there hasn't been follow-through on it. And I believe now is a unique opportunity with presidential leadership to push through and solve that problem, which would change the psychological climate in the whole region.
You are, of course, National Security Advisor under the first Bush administration.
Yes.
And one of the policies after the end of the Gulf War was to maintain the sanctions regardless of what the Iraqi regime did. Was that a mistake?
No, I don't think it was a mistake, because it accomplished what we were trying to accomplish, and that is to make sure that Saddam was not a threat. And as it turned out, he was not a threat. The sanctions kept the army incredibly weak. We wiped it out in 3 weeks. So Saddam was not a threat to the region under the sanctions. Did they hurt the Iraqi people? Yes, they did.
And do you think that was worth it?
In the overall results, yes.
What estimates would you have as to what the negative results were of the sanctions? How many people died because the sanctions
I don't know how
place?
many people died, but nobody had to die. They died because of the way Saddam administered the sanctions. The oil, food for oil program was quite adequate, had he done it right, to feed any people hurt by the sanctions.
The UN resolution said that the sanctions would be removed once he complied with his obligations under the disarmament resolution.
Yeah.
Your policy was to say, even if he does comply.
No.
That's what Jim Baker said, and that's what George Bush said in May of 1991.
Well, I don't recall
Regardless
the
of your
details
compliance,
that, but he never did comply with the sanctions.
He never complied with his disarmament obligation? So where are the weapons of mass destruction?
No.
Where are the weapons of mass destruction if he didn't comply?
He didn't comply in the sense that we didn't know that there weren't weapons of mass destruction, because he did not open for the inspectors until 2001, 2.
Hussein Kamel, are you familiar with the testimony of Hussein Kamel? When were you aware that Hussein Kamel said that everything was destroyed?
We were not in office at that time.
When did you become aware of it, though?
I don't know that we became aware of it until after the Second Gulf War. Virtually everyone thought there were weapons of mass destruction. We did, the Europeans did, virtually everybody did. Hussein Kamel said they were destroyed, and we didn't believe him.